Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. Hello, welcome to Troddy TV. Another YouTube video, just knocking them out of the park at the moment, coming up with the goods. So, as you've seen in the thumbnail, this is my football talk for today. Mainly for being a West Ham fan, we have a massive match later, which I'll brush into. So, topics of today will be the West Ham game against Burnley. It'll be the race for fourth, any sort of team in the European qualification, the fixtures that we have, and briefly talking about the Man United Liverpool situation as well. So yeah, if you like these type of videos, I will be continuously putting them out throughout the duration of the remainder of this season. Because it's very interesting, because I don't know what we're going to be doing week in, week out. With the players coming and going via injuries, suspensions and whatnot, what the scores are going to be, any sort of prediction. At the end of the day, even if we had a fully fit squad right now, and with the remaining fixtures that we've got and who we got today, the pressure is huge, right? So it's making it an interesting spectacle to see who's actually going to get that 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th spot to qualify for Europe. Alright, so moving on. West Ham v Burnley at Turf Moor. Mr. Sean Dyche himself has done very well with Burnley for years upon years upon years, set them out extremely well at home. I know it's going to be a tricky match for us today, I'm under no illusion. They did win against Wolves 4-0 last time. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're wondering why I keep looking down, I've got my little notebook. Little notes. So unfortunately, your boy here struggles to remember everything he's going to talk about. So yeah, basically they beat Wolves 4-0. We know that. Good result. I believe they got Ashley Barnes back as well. He was out from February, I want to say. And he's not a bad player. He can be a bit of a threat. So that won't be an easy game. Now, for us personally, we have got some players still out. We've got Aaron Creswell, Declan Rice, Masazaku, all still out. Bawena got it rescinded, didn't he? The red card. We all knew it wasn't a red card in the first place. Kind of a ridiculous decision. Certainly very frustrated personally by that decision, especially being 1-0 down against Chelsea. We at that point in the game were already on the back foot, so to go down to 10 men, we were always going to struggle. So we definitely needed to at least keep him on the pitch to give us some sort of cry and hope of getting some points. Fortunately, that didn't happen, but at least it got rescinded and he's available now. Antonio, is he back? I hope he's back, because he has been phenomenal this season. Immense. Filled in as a centre-forward role for us, even though he isn't a centre-forward, which I've gone through with many people. But at the end of the day, yes, he can play there, and he's proven that this season, and he's done a very good job there. The only person we had there at the beginning of the season was Sebastian Haller. Wasn't really the type of player that fitted well within our starting lineup, so we had to sell him and we sold him to Ajax. So Antonio's just had to do what he's had to do, the best as he can do it in that position to fill in for him. So if he's available today with Messi Lingard, we stand a chance of getting a result against Burnley. With those players out still, I'm still very, very confident with having those two players at our disposal to be lethal against Burnley. So if they're both available, Lingard and Antonio, I think we could win. And if I had to make a prediction, I would lean towards a 2-1 win, something of that nature. If he isn't available, Antonio, with the players out and the way that Burnley's playing at the moment, well, that's a difficult one. I've got a thing on a not just put my fan side away and my ego side away and think, what do I actually think from a football point of view? I think we would struggle to even get a draw, personally, just because of the confidence they've got and the players we've got out, and we're conceding a lot as well. So we could scrape a draw, definitely, but that's the difference, the huge difference that those two players make between Lingard and Antonio. If we have those two players available, then we stand not only a chance to get a draw, but go on to win it. So there's a big divide between the two. And that also kind of brushes onto the remaining fixtures for our team. For my team, for any other fellow West Ham fan watching this. We have, after that, Everton at home, Brighton away, West Bromwich Albion away, and Saints at home. Now, there are no easy games in the Premier League, but those 4 fixtures I would prefer to have than what some of the other teams have around us. Take Chelsea. Yes, they're running well at the moment. They have a very good manager who's got them playing in a way that they're not only hard to beat, but now they're lethal. They're extremely difficult to play against. That team has a very hard fixture list coming up. Compact or playing in different cups as well. But the teams they have in the Premier League, I do believe they still have to play Manchester City, Arsenal, Leicester, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, those teams that they have to play could quite comfortably take points away from Chelsea, which then opens a gap for us. This is why the Burnley game is so important today, because yes, it's still got a lot to play for the remainder of the season, but it keeps us within touching distance with them having a harder run-in and a supposedly an easier run-in with these players coming back, I would imagine, the likes of Rice and so forth. We then stand a chance of maybe still getting that 4th spot. It's not completely out of reach yet. However, the flip side of all of this, just to get the 5th, 6th and 7th spot is incredibly tight. So again, to get a point today, that will help us break away from 8th. That's what we have to realistically look about. Forget the likes of Spurs, Everton and Liverpool. Forgetting those teams, because we can't do anything about their results. They can do what they need to do to push to get European qualification. Same as what we can do. We have to focus on ourselves and hopefully create a gap on 8th. That's the realistic target here. Alright, so moving on to Man United and Liverpool. I'm not going to go right into it, as I said at the beginning of this video, but what I will say would be that I agree that protesting still needs to be done against the owners of the teams that wanted to break away from the Premier League. I can understand the anger with the Manchester United faithful and why it spilled over. I can actually understand that, right? Do I think that it was good? Nah. You cannot be breaking into stadiums, property, throwing flares, and just causing an absolute riot of the situation. That's not the right way to handle it. In fact, if anything, that puts a negative spin on football, when only a few weeks ago football came together. We all came together to make sure the Super League didn't happen. We cannot be having riots and stuff happen as well. That's going to take all the attention away from the Super League, and it's going to only turn it into the media looking at what the fans are doing, to the likes of the stadium and things like that. You know, it's not the right way to approach it at all. As well as that, also COVID. I mean, yes, okay, we're on our way out in our country from the restrictions, but we're still in that sort of pandemic around the world. So that wasn't any good. Anyway, so that's my sort of thoughts on it. Protest till the cows come home, no problem with that, totally agree. Just do it in the right way. Anyway, so I'm going to say, come on you hammers, come on you irons. If you like these videos, want me to continuously do them, please give this video a like. Helps the algorithm out, as I said before. Maybe a comment, any other ideas you want me to follow up on, and a subscribe if you like the content. Help the channel grow. Until then, Troddy TV out. Peace.